And another national weather story that we're keeping an eye on is Tropical Storm Erin. That is expected to be the first category, or the first hurricane, I should say, of the Atlantic season for 2025. So something that we're watching. And again, we've got the latest advisory compared to the previous advisory. Still a tropical storm, but we are seeing an increase in those winds as well as a drop in the pressure. So strengthening with that system, and it is expected to turn into a Category 1 hurricane into tomorrow. And that track that we're looking at with Erin, fortunately, is expected to stay off of the coast of the United States, but also not make direct impact to those islands either, but could see some impacts to Puerto Rico, to Haiti, to Cuba. So something also that we're continuing to watch with this track of the storm. Turning to our local forecast, what we're expecting to see here in Michiana is really another hot weekend after a pretty mild day is around for our day today, but those temperatures, that humidity really on the rise Friday and into the weekend. And then a cold front is going to move through as we get into early next week. It's going to allow for some cooler temperatures, but also bring some rain and some storm chances around with it. And then further out in the data, cooler temperatures expected to end our August. All something we'll look at coming up in the next few minutes. Right now, focused on the weekend for that heat and that humidity that's back here in Michiana. We've seen plenty of it so far this summer, so really nothing new. It's been a hot and humid one, and we're continuing to see that this weekend, where that heat and that humidity combines to bring heat indices around 100 degrees for both Saturday and for Sunday, below that heat advisory criteria. But again, just something to note. Make sure you're staying hydrated, especially because it's a weekend. A lot of people outdoors. Be aware of that heat, that humidity that's going to be around here in Michiana. Now, rain chances that are coming up in the forecast, not around today or tomorrow or Saturday, but they do come back around on Sunday, so the latter part of your weekend, and then into early next week. Those are the better rain chances, both Monday and Tuesday, 40%, associated with a low pressure system that's expected to move through, and a cold front that's also expected to move through. That's going to bring the rain and the storm chances, also going to drop the temperatures as we get later into our 10-day forecast, specifically into the later part of the work week next week. So looking at future track for the rain chances that are going to come around on Sunday. This started out about noon, where no rain was expected in Michiana, but it does start to move in really from the northeast as we get into those evening hours. 5 o'clock, you can see some of that rainfall, and then rain continuing even as we get into Monday morning. More rain chances around Monday and Tuesday, possibly seeing some rain chances, low rain chances on Wednesday. And then specifically into the longer outlook data that we're seeing end of August, this is the 21st to the 27th, the western half of the United States expected to be above normal. But here in Michiana and in some portions of the Great Lakes regions and the Midwest, you're seeing some of that blue, which does finally mean we're expecting to see some below average temperatures back here in Michiana. That's going to bring some highs in the 80s, which we were seeing on the 10-day forecast, and then in the 16-day, some highs that are just in the upper 70s. It's been quite a minute since we've seen something like that. Lots of 90s, lots of high humidity so far this summer. We'll be happy to see